Welcome to aminacademy.com. Let us do collapse of First Ottoman Empire, and that we talk about Bayezid one. In spite of elements of social and cultural fusion in the 14th century, political tension between government and society and within the ruling class remained unsolved. The dynastic crisis that followed the brief reign of Bayezid I precipitated a collapse and a period of confusion in which no single leader ruled the empire, the so called Interregnum. What were its main causes? How did the lands of the empire develop during its course? How was it brought to an end? And how did this in turn influence Ottoman development in the 15th century? Now, Ottoman dynastic quarrels. The manner in which the Bayezid came to power determined what followed of Murad I's surviving sons Bayezid and Yaqub. The latter was the elder and tended to represent the Turkmen notable in the struggles for power within the Ottoman court. Bayezid, the son of the Greek woman, was the candidate of the new Christian and convert elements brought to the fore by Murad. In the end, Bayezid was able to secure the throne at Kosovo not because of the power of his supporters, but rather simply because he was on the scene while Yaqub was in Anatolia recruiting Turkmens. Bayezid's supporters among the Christian vassals in Murad's camp had him confirmed as a ruler before the Turkmen notable knew that Murad was dead. Concealing this fact until they could assassinate Yaqub, thereby leaving the latter's supports with a fait accompli. Now we'll further detail about this. We'll talk about Bayezid first. Bayezid first, from 1360 to 1403, was the Ottoman Sultan from 1389 to 1402. During his reign, the Ottoman Empire expanded its power and wealth, and Bayezid established the first centralized Ottoman state. Bayezid conquered and vassalized Anatolia and controlled large part of the Balkans. He also defeated the Crusaders at the Battle of Nicopolis in 1396. Bayezid established the first centralized Ottoman state based on Turkish and Muslim institutions. Bayezid's reign saw a large increase in the treasury's wealth due to taxation. He also paid soldiers regularly for the first time. Assimilation. Bayezid used the empire's wealth and power to assimilate Anatolian Turkish principalities. Bayezid's reign ended when he was defeated and captured by Timur at the Battle of Ankara in 1402. He died in captivity in March 1403, which led to the Ottoman Interregnum. What is Ottoman Interregnum? Ottoman Interregnum, also known as the Ottoman Civil War, was period of dynastic warfare and the Ottoman Empire that lasted from 1402 to 1413. After the Battle of Ankara in 1402, Sultan Bayezid I was defeated and captured by Timur, a Central Asian conqueror. Timur confirmed Mahmud Celebi as Sultan, but Mahmud's brother refused to recognize his authority and fought each other for the throne. The Interregnum, that is a civil war, was bloody and socially decisive period. The war culminated in the Battle of Kamurlu on July 5, 1413, where Mahmud Celebi emerged victorious. He crowned himself Sultan Mahmud I and restored the empire. The interregnum was a complex period with many internal factions and foreign powers involved. The sources for the interregnum are varied and reflect the political complexity of the time. Significance: the interregnum was a formative period for the Ottoman Empire, but it was received little scholarly attention. Now we'll talk little talk about Ottoman dynastic quarrel. The manner in which Bayezid came to power determined what followed of Murad I's surviving sons. Bayezid and Yaqub, the latter was the elder and tended to represent the Turkoman notable in the struggle for power within the Ottoman court. Bayezid, the son of Greek woman, was the candidate of the new Christian and convert elements brought to the fore by Murad. Like the Ottoman dynastic quarrels started. Ottoman dominion in Europe. The Ottoman Empire's dominion in Europe began with the conquest of Constantinople in 1453. The empire's power and wealth peaked during the century after the reign of Mahmud II. The empire's territory stretched from Hungary in the north to the Balkan region, Greece, and parts of Ukraine. But how was Bayezid to gain the strength needed to overcome the powerful Anatolian base? His predecessors had avoided them not only because of the Ghazi tradition but also because they were more powerful. Bayezid reversed his policy, deciding to quit his rear by attacking and destroying the base rather than by temporizing with them. To accomplish this, he turned to Europe instead of using Kosovo as a tool to conquer Serbia from Dusan's son Lazar. He agreed to allow Lazarus to remain in power in return for token tribute and military assistance in Anatolia. The new arrangements was sealed with Bayezid's marriage to Lazar's daughter Maria Despina, which led to a new influx of to Christians advisors into the Ottoman court and its Byzantine and Christianization in the next few years, so that the remaining European princes would not use to extended campaign in Anatolia to attack his European possession. Bayezid reviewed the old March organization. He also sent his brother commanders on large scale raids into Bosnia, which was falling into a feudal division and weakness followed the death of Turko I and Wallachia, securing the vassalage of both for the first time in 1391. Like the Ottoman dominion in Europe continues. Next, development of Ottoman slave system. The empire's slave system developed in several stages, including early development. Slavery began in the 14th century when Sultan Murad I used prisoners of war to create an army called the Kapikulu. The first slave market, a seer, was established in Constantinople in 1460s by Sultan Mahmud II. Slavery and slave raiding were important to the enrichment of the military, state officials, and some merchants and private owners. Bureaucratic development. In the mid 14th century, the establishment of the bureaucracy reduced the importance of raiding. Slave trade. The Ottoman Empire's slave trade was connected to its geographically with roots in many places, including the Black Sea, the Nile River, and the coasts of Central and West Africa. Dew shrine. This practice involved forcibly recruiting young Christian boys from the Balkans to serve in the Ottoman Empire. The boys were converted to Islam and raised in the palace to serve in the military or administration. Abolition. The slave trade reached its peak at the same time as the beginning of the age of abolition. The practice of devshirme began to die out as Ottoman soldiers preferred to recruit their own sons. The Ottoman Empire slave system was based on Islamic law, which allowed Muslims to enslave non Muslims. The Ottoman Empire also had a secular law called the Qanun, which was supplementary to the Shariat. So far, we discussed about Bayezid, the emperor, as well collapse of first Ottoman Empire. We had done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.